me show you how easy and quick it is to make beautiful bookmarks that you can sell or gift. Hey y'all, Tailored by Debbie here. This week I'm going to show you how you can make some adorable bookmarks. They're very easy to do, and I'm going to show you how step by step. These are the supplies we're going to need. You're going to need a laminator, and I got this one by Scotch, a thermal laminator. They're not that expensive, guys. They're less than $30. I will put a link in the description box below for the items that I bought in case you want to get these same ones too. You're going to need some of the laminating pouches that go with the laminator. You're going to need a cutting tool. You can use scissors, but a cutting tool like this will cut a much straighter edge. You're going to need a hole punch, a ruler. You're going to need a corner punch to round off the corners of your bookmark if you want to do that, or you could use scissors. I used what's called a Frixion pen, and these are the ones that I use. You're going to need a lighter and some 3/8" ribbon or a tassel, whatever you want to use to put at the top of your bookmark, some scissors. And then the easiest way to do this is to get some scrapbook paper that is two-sided. It makes it so much easier, and that way it can either be the same print on each side, or you can get one like this. And again, I'll link in the description box below. I ordered this off Amazon, and it came with lots of different prints. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's just move everything out of the way here. The first thing we're gonna do, you wanna decide how big you want your bookmarks to be. And I want mine to be approximately 6 inches by 1.5 to 2 inches. So I'm just gonna come down and take my Frixion pen, and I'm going to take my ruler, and I'm going to measure about the 6-inch mark. And then the width of my bookmarks, I want to be anywhere from 1.5 to 2 inches for these. So I'm going to go ahead and go across and mark at 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Let's go ahead and measure 6 inches over here as well. Let's just go ahead and mark it. You don't have to worry about marking with these pens, because the neat thing about Frixion pens is if you apply heat to it, the ink marks will disappear. So we're just going to mark 6 inches in several places along there. And then I'm going to do my best to cut right along that line with my scissors. We're going to come down where we marked our little 2-inch marks. This is the factory edge, so I'm going to press that across the top. And you can look down here at the bottom of your little ruler and line that up. Try to hold your paper down really tight, and you want to get that little tick mark on this cutting line, and then you just pull this down and it's going to cut it for you. And then we're just going to repeat that step for the other 4 bookmarks. Okay, so now we have 5 bookmarks. So now let's find where we put inked. You see where that Frixion ink is? I'm just going to take my heat tool, and we are going to put a little bit of heat on it, and you're going to watch that little black mark just disappear. Okay, so once you have used your heat to get rid of, here's another one right there. Let's go ahead and apply a little bit of heat. And it makes that ink dot completely disappear. Okay? I don't see any more ink dots, so I think we're good with that. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take out our thermal pouches. And since we used double-sided scrapbook paper, your bookmarks are already going to be double-sided. Okay? You want to make sure your surface is clear of any lint or dirt before you take one of these little pouches out. And I did clean my surface, but I just wanted to make sure, because lint and dirt will stick to these. Okay, so you're just going to take one of them out. Lay it down on your surface. Now it has one end that is sealed, and then one end that is open. Now on my laminator, it takes about 4 to 5 minutes to heat up, and we're going to turn it on by touching the button here. And then when it's ready, this little dot right here will light up, and I'm going to choose the 5 mil for the pressure because this scrapbook paper is a little bit thick and it'll apply a little bit more pressure when it's going through the laminator. All right, so all you're going to do is come to the end. You can tell which end is sealed because it has that little shiny see-through part and the rest of it is opaque. So you're just going to come to this end. You're going to open this up and then you're going to lay your bookmarks inside of your pouch. And you want to push them all the way to the bottom edge. And you want to leave some space between them. So we're going to do 3 here. And we're going to lay 2 over here. Just like so. And trying to make them straight. Just like so. And then you're going to carefully just push this back over. Okay, just kind of hand press it down. You can see that it is now ready. This is heated up. You want to make sure that you don't have anything in the way of your lamination pouch coming out the other side. You want to pick up your lamination pouch and then just insert it into the machine and just kind of advance it slowly until the machine starts pulling it through. And I'm just going to hold this edge since we have these 2 here. I'm not scooting it through. It's going through all by itself. I'm just holding these in place so that when it advances into the machine, these don't, become cattywampus and overlap each other or anything like that. So I'm just, gently holding a little bit of pressure until it goes into the machine. But y'all, check it out. Look how beautiful these turn out. And you don't want to pull it. You want to just let it come all the way through. And once it comes through one time, I'm going to take it out. And then we're going to run it through a second time. Just lay it in there and let it run. And I've just sped up the video here to send it through a second time. And then once it's done, you can remove it from the machine. Okay, so now what we're going to do, all right, you want to leave an edge. You don't want to cut all the way up to where the cardstock is or the lamination will come apart. So you want to lay this in here. And what I do, I line it up with the silver edge right here. Just line it up with that silver edge, and then that will make sure that you're leaving a good edge on that. Then lay it down, and then run your cutter over it, and it's going to cut that plastic lamination pouch off the side. Okay, so then we're going to come over here, and we're going to line it up. We're going to line it up a little bit to the right of the cutting edge over here. And then you're just going to scoot that cutting tool right back up and cut the edges of all your pouches first. And again, I've just sped up the video to cut the sides of each of the bookmarks. Okay, so now we're going to take our bookmarks and we just need to cut the excess off of the ends. Now the ones that were in the bottom of the lamination pouch may be okay the way they are. See, this one just has a little bit of excess, so I'm going to line that edge up again with that silver part right here, that silver edge. I'm going to line the top of that up, and then we're just going to cut so that it just leaves a nice thinner edge there. And again, with the magic of speeding up, I'll cut the rest of the tops of these bookmarks. Now we're done with this cutter. Now the next thing we're going to do, I like to use a 4mm rounded corner punch. So all you do is you take your bookmark and you're going to stick that in as far as it'll go and then punch. And it's going to round. I don't know if y'all can see that on this video good or not, but it's going to round off the corner so it's not a sharp corner. So you just stick it in there and punch it. Super simple. Again, if you don't have one of these cutters, you could use scissors. Okay, then I would repeat that on the others. But the next thing I like to do is go ahead and punch my hole. And I just eyeball it, and I'm just using a regular paper hole punch. And you want to try to center it, and you want to make sure you're down maybe 1/2 centimeter or so from the top, and then you're just going to punch a hole right in the center. Now, after I do that, I like to run it back through my laminator. So we're just going to lay it down. So that's why we left our laminator on. Lay it down and let it run through. And then the last thing, guys, is we're going to take this ribbon, and I'm going to cut a 10-inch piece of this 3/8 inch ribbon. I got this at Michael's. It was Christmas ribbon, but it can be used for every day. And you can use whatever kind of ribbon. And again, just let it come out until, you know, it's released. You just want to make sure your edges are sealed, and they are. So now we'll take the bookmark, fold the ribbon in half, come up here to where the center is, right here where you folded it in half, fold this in half again, and then you're going to take this folded ribbon and put it through your hole at the top, okay? Then I pull it out, and I turn the ribbon to where the loop is like this and the sides are turned as well. Then you're just going to pull your ends through that ribbon and then just kind of rock it back and forth and pull it tight, okay? Then the last thing we'll do for the bookmark is to cut a slant. I like to have the longest part in the center of my ribbons. And then you take a lighter and you're going to singe the edges so it will not fray. You just run that flame. You don't want to hold it there very long. You just run it along the edge, and it's going to seal those edges so where that ribbon will not fray. And that is it, y'all. Look how stinking adorable these turn out. I hope you guys will give this a try. You can make them wide like this one, or you can do them 1.5 inches like this one. These are about 5.5 inches. This one's about 6. But you can give these as gifts, or they would make a good item for you to sell at in-person craft fairs. So thank you so much for watching. Please be sure that you have subscribed to my channel. Click the bell so you'll never miss out when I put up new videos. Tell me what you think of this project if you're going to give this a try. And I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, y'all.